Question everything, trust nothing, except for your boy, CryptoKeeper. Hopefully everybody is doing well today. It's Monday. We are going to get into some meme coin mania. I'm super pumped about it. I've got two guys backstage that I'm excited to bring up. I'll bring them up in just a second. Just want to remind everybody the game plan, and I know it's been jumping around a decent little bit, but the game plan for Trading Wars, the show Trading Wars, is hopefully going to be Monday, July 1st. That looks like the game plan. Monday, July 1st. We wanted to start it on the start of a new month. It made a lot of sense. We've got a dashboard out. I'm super excited about what Fairdesk is doing. So if you guys have not signed up underneath my link, make sure to sign up. We'll have the audience competing again. Lots of prizes, lots of money on the table. So make sure you don't leave that just hanging there. All right, cool. Let me jump in and just say hi to the chat, and then I'll bring the gents up from backstage. Patriot Caveman said, everyone's wrecked. Funny thing is, I'm still green for 90% of my alts. That's why I preach to buy in the depths of the bear. Patriot Caveman, you might not do a lot of things right, and you say you're a caveman, but buying during the depths of the bear market is absolutely the right thing to do. So good for you, brother. And actually, you're on here chatting with yourself and me. So nobody else in the chat so far. Let's get into it. Let's bring up the gentleman backstage. Somebody you guys have not met before, well, most of you anyway, is going to be Sammy, the shitcoin Sammy. Sammy, what's up, brother?
What's going on, guys? Appreciate you having me, CryptoKeeper.
Glad to have you, bro. I'm super excited. So Sammy is one of the people involved with the Tonald community, so we're definitely going to be talking about that. You know, meme coins are on the agenda, so we got to bring up some Tonald and in.
Have to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Crypto Blood.
What's up, Keeper?
What up, what up, what up?
I'm
Coochie,
excited
hey,
about
look, I saw your name on Coochie Mane.
Coochie Mane. I'm Coochie Mane now, man.
Oh, I love it. I'm looking forward to Coochie Mane making a comeback, and we're going to talk about Coochie today as well. A lot going on there. Let me start off as I always do. Check out the markets right quick, and then we'll dive into it. Let me share my screen here. The global crypto market cap is at, drum roll please, 2.512 trillion with a T dollars. Let me make sure this is right. Let me update, because every time I push it, 2.52. Oh, we just pumped, baby. 2.526 trillion with a T dollars. All right, so what's going on with the markets? Bitcoin, 66,057. We are pumping, baby. We're up 0.9% on the hour. Let's go. ETH, 35.36. A lot of chatter about. It's funny, and we can maybe talk about this, but ETH was just, this big bad thing that was going down the drain if we didn't hold 3,700. And now if you look at some of these news articles, they're talking about how strong Ethereum is at $3,500. So they like to play games with y'all's money. That's all that's happening there. BNB at $603. It's been holding that 600 number pretty well. Solana at $143. It's taken a bit of a beating, of down 11.4% on the week. USDC standing firm at $1. Let's go. And then, you know what? Just because this is what XRP does, XRP is up almost 5% on the day when the rest of the markets are in the tank, or the most part in the tank. And then Toncoin, $7.81. Blood was preaching Toncoin. Yes. I think even before I was preaching Toncoin. Yes. So Blood, that call, bro, has made us look fantastic. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
Yeah. Sammy, I mean, obviously with you being part of the Tonald community, you're in on the Ton ecosystem. Let me just start off with asking you this, Sammy. Give me your, so a lot of people, that don't know you, what's your background just in the meme coin space? Like, why am I having you on today? Talk to me about what you do in the space and what you think you provide value-wise.
I love it, brother. I appreciate the intro. So yeah, pretty much I got into this whole game during the whole NFT run. I was big into all those apes and meme coins and all those political narratives, and lost a bunch and kind of sat there and was like, what am I going to do with myself? And started doing meme coins, man, and doing the altcoins, and really just looking into it and realizing that the NFTs will come back, but that narrative is going to take some time to really build some progress. Let's be honest with each other. But I mean, look, I've done the Solana, I've done the ETH, I've had my wins and my losses, and I've met great people, and I've learned my lessons. And I mean, look, if we're talking bullish, Ton, man. I mean, as you said, we look great here. I mean, we've all been in, I think, $2, $2.50. I mean, I don't see this thing stopping anytime soon. And I mean, obviously it's going to correct itself, and that's just the chart. But I am so bullish on this project and the team they have and just everything. It is unbelievable. And I've been in Solana products. I've been a part of great teams. I've been in ETH narratives. And I mean, it's just anything on Ton, I'm just that much more bullish. And then, I mean, I guess for me, the biggest thing is finding MAGA, and just everyone wants to find that next big thing. And I mean, I really believe right now, after all my wins and losses, I found it on Tonald and on the Ton chain. And I think there's more coming on that platform. But I mean, for now, I mean, yeah, that's most of my background. And I mean, Shitcoin Sammy used to be a big page. He used to have 2,000 followers. It got hacked about a year and a half ago. Thought about not continuing it. Now I'm at 400, kind of building it up slowly. But I just try to provide value and tell people what I've learned in this space. I mean, I've been rug pulled a couple times. I've lost a lot of my bag multiple times, as does everybody in this space, you know. And I mean, look, you see, we're in this chat. Surround yourself with good people and understand. I mean, everyone says the same things, right? You need a good team, a good narrative. But at the end of the day, it's the base teams that wins. It's the ones that have the people that actually control the space. And you got to find those people, you know, and really make that connection with them. And that's when you really start winning in this space. So if I could just provide that insight to these people, I mean, I'm doing my good deed there. And, you know, I mean, this is a team thing, the way I really look at it. I mean, we're all so early on this.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody that's here, if you're listening to this, like, you're doing the right thing. So
it's that first mover, right? Like ultimately, when you look back and people are like, if I'll use Blood as an example, Blood was buying Bitcoin at $92, right? And so ultimately, you know, somebody looks at that right now and they're like, holy, like what in the, but you know what? A lot of times when people are buying that early, they didn't truly know even maybe what they had. And I feel like that could be something similar to what has happened in Ton. Ton has rose up the ranks really fast. Then the meme coins come into play on Ton. A lot of people don't have the direct access to jump on. Like they just can't figure it out. I mean, I can't tell you, I've been doing OTC deals for my friends to get them on the on Ton chain. So Blood, let me ask you, what was it for you specifically on Ton? And guys, we're going to talk about overall ecosystems in terms of meme coins. We're not just going to be talking straight Tonald, straight Coochie today. We're going to kind of talk the overall markets and what they're doing. But Blood, what was it for you that made you love the idea of Ton chain and kind of started talking to people about it?
Well, because like I followed Ton and the Telegram whole situation back from 2018. Like this goes back. Yeah. Because a lot of people don't realize that they did an ICO at that time, record-breaking ICO.
Got in trouble for it.
$1 billion raised. Got in trouble with the SEC. You know, we already know the narrative with the SEC. They don't play fair. Yeah. They geofenced. They made sure U.S. citizens did not participate, but still, because U.S. citizens, you know, went around different gates and you know rules, they get in trouble for that. So because the U.S. citizen broke the law, Ton or I should say Telegram gets in trouble for it. But anyway, had to refund all the money. And you know, from there it was like there were two blockchains, open source. They were trying to, you know, figure out which was going to take the reins and take it over. And the one that we see today is the one that's victorious. And hey, I've been following it since then. Yeah, I jumped in it late last year, under $1, and I think everyone knows that crypto is synonymous with Telegram. So it only makes sense that the Ton coin is going to do very well going forward in the future. And then you got, like, if you look at comps, I like looking at comps, Keeper. Yeah. You look at what's Ton's market cap. I think it's at like 19 billion.
Sounds about right. I haven't looked
somewhere
at it,
around there.
Yeah.
Well, the next, I don't count XRP. But Solana is at $66 billion market cap, bro. That's a huge delta. And between Solana and number 4, we got 92 billion. That's BNB. And then the top dog is Ethereum at $424 billion.
Massive.
So you can see the delta and the potential growth in comps for Ton. I think it can definitely do another 10x from here. I'm gonna be honest with you, another 10x from here easily.
And I think the other part is the crypto people talk so much of this decentralized nature and narrative and all of these. Guess what? Like legitimately what's happening on chain with Ton and the way that we're able to communicate, say whatever it is that we want, that narrative is actually not just a narrative. It's happening on Telegram. You've got Facebook, you've got issues with what you can and can't say. You've got YouTube, you got issues with what you can and can't say. You've got X, even as much as Elon tries to preach that you can say whatever you want. I'm telling you, you can't.
People having issues, yeah.
You know, so that's all there. And I think Telegram, at least right now, has been the place to be able to openly communicate. And the cool thing is, like, I didn't even realize when I was on I got introduced to Telegram through crypto, but I didn't realize how crypto-centric Telegram was, right? When I told other people, I'm like, hey, do you have like Telegram or something? When I just didn't really want to give them my phone number, they look at me like I'm crazy. Like, what the hell is Telegram? Right? I just thought this was just a normal app that people communicated on. And I think as we continue to grow, it will become more of that, but it is the crypto spot.
A lot of the feature sets that they haven't even been implemented in Telegram. There's so much they're going to be doing.
Yeah.
That is,
you think they're going to be doing you think they're going to be pushing towards like, you know, how X is obviously pushing. There's people watching us right now on X. Do you think they're going to be pushing towards, you know, doing things like that where, you know, we can still have our private video chats, we can have things, but ultimately, do you think it's going to be that wide range of a social platform moving forward?
Yeah, I do. I personally think so.
Yeah,
I sure do. Somehow.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Sammy?
I said I feel like they have to integrate it somehow, one way or another. I mean, I don't think it's a short road, but that's definitely the next goal for them, or part of that notion for sure.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to
and then you got like the whole monetization thing that's rolling out with Telegram. So people will begin to monetize their channels, their followings.
Yep.
And it's going in the direction of X, in my opinion.
And just jumping off that that comment. Also, when you bring up Delta and that whole thing, I mean, Blood, yours are just 100% right. It's a great point. That is even another reason why I'd be even more bullish on Ton. But just following that, I just think when you really look at the Ton chain and all like the goals that they're trying to implement here, it's gonna just be the whole community driven aspect, and like that's what we're doing here. There's more and more members every day. We're doing more and more volume than ETH's a couple of days, past couple of weeks. So if more and more people join this community, and then you have more people who have their own channels and are going to monetize that, then oh my God, those are the guys you want to get involved, because they're bringing 80, 100, 150 whales with them and their chats. And then, I mean, I know a couple guys that are big channels. They charge a couple ETH to be in it that they don't even know about Ton yet, you know? So even more bullish. And I explain this to them. It's like, what? And I'm just like, wow. So it's very interesting, because for some people, it's like, you don't know about Ton yet, or not Ton. There you go, Ton whale right there. It's just in my blood. You don't know about Ton yet, but I mean, and then there's the other people who are like, how do you not know about it yet? So it's just very interesting. And I'm excited to just be in it where I got in, I guess, because I just see this thing blowing up with all the stuff that we're talking about here.
It's early, dude. It's early. You know, you always want to be in on the front end, and then what'll happen is people have seen it pump so much. Like, I'm glad that Blood brought up the Delta comment as well, because people have seen it pump this much, right? So I started talking about it around $2. Blood was talking about it sub $2. Like, people had been talking about it a little bit here and there, but not much. Now they see it. Well, wait a minute. It's at $8. I ain't getting in at that. And what Blood just said was so correct. Like, we haven't even, this part of what I want to talk about today, so this will be a good segue. We have not had any sort of an altcoin season. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like, there has not been a traditional altcoin season. And so part of what I want to talk about is how effectively the meme coin markets are pushing against the traditional narrative in traditional markets, basically, and why. So let me give you kind of my thought process on why and what's happening, and let's talk about it. So with the meme coin markets, right? The meme coins themselves leverage community engagement. They leverage social media influence. They leverage the speculative trading side of things, right? So I think that they're able to remain resilient and thrive when other assets are underperforming because of just the unique dynamics that we're dealing with, right? It is genuinely a social narrative that's happening, and the social aspect isn't changing when markets are down. If anything, people are engaging even more. They either want to know what's going on, or they want to figure out pulling out of whatever the downtrend is. Do you guys think that the meme coins will continue to defy this, or are we in for a rude awakening here at some point soon?
I think right now I'm gonna play contrarian on that. Like I think the meme coin segment is getting hit hard right now overall. Like you got some that are outperforming for sure. Like Tano's going crazy right now. And there are a few others that are doing pretty well. But if you just look at the overall meme coin indice, if you want to say from CoinGecko, it's down today. It's down 5%, but it looks very similar to the overall trend in the crypto markets. But what gives me hope and what I'm excited about is that meme coins, to me, super, like, they are bigger than, as you stated, just the market. So I think that on the turnaround, on the rebound, Keeper, meme coins are going to jump and outpace the rest of the market yet again. So I'm excited. As one guy said, Patriot Caveman, you got to get in the depths of the bear. So that if there is a pullback, you're not down much, or if not down, you're up still. So it's counterintuitive. You got to buy on red and sell on greens.
It's hard to do too. And the other part is I want to piggyback on what you're saying there is that the speculative side of it. So let's look at it, right? You get into a project because of, let's just say your buddies were involved in something. Blood, you got me into Coochie, so I got in early. You got in on Tonald early because I was, you know what I mean? So there's that social side of it. And the cool thing is you get in early enough, right? Now, you're going to see your bags, assuming that the project does well, I mean, exponentially pump. Okay, some people will take profits, immediately when they get their initials back. Everybody has their own little strategies. But the other part that I really like about the meme coin space, because I'm going to pull up the Tonald chart here in a second. I'm going to pull up the Coochie chart too, because the same thing is that, like, so many people think that it's just going to happen overnight. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to pull this up right now. Let me show you something. So I was on the spaces the other night while you pull that up. And there are so many coins, meme coins, that have their first initial wave up, right? And then it flatlines, and then boom, it just takes off and goes way higher than the prior wave. And it happens all the time. Here's an example. So literally, we launched in March, I believe it was. So we got March 15th, right? You say, and I know it can be kind of hard to see. I'm on a daily chart here, just so you guys can see kind of what's happening here. Had a nice big pump, right? Up to like 1.2 million. And then from March all the way to really the end of May, we're talking months. The highest this thing got, it had a nice little tick up here to almost 2 million, or right at 2 million, came back down, settled down, came back up to about 1.8 million, came back down, settled down, and then boom. So we had March, April, and May, and then all of a sudden we are absolutely ripping. And let me just tell you, there's a few things there. One, there's patience. Okay. For most people, they don't have it. They've been taught that it's in, it's out, it's up, it's down. No, you know what? The projects that are really doing something have staying power, right? They have staying power, and they will literally build in the background, trust the process, trust the process, trust the process. And I know for a fact, just from being on the team, that's what's been happening with Tonald. And we have an ecosystem that's continuing to grow and get in front of more and more people. The backside of that is, when I started to say this earlier, was that if you got in early on a project and your bags, you see exponentially pump, when there is a huge pullback, it hurts on paper the way that it looks. But if you believe in that project, if there is that huge pullback, right, you're still probably in the green or not much in the red because you got in early enough, right? So you haven't really lost out on much. And now you've got an opportunity, if you truly believe in it, to double down. And I'll use Coochie as an example, right? There's a lot of things that happen in the background that people just aren't privy to. I'm gonna pull up the Coochie chart real quick, right? And so here's an example with Coochie, right? So started in April, right? Went all the way, basically a full month before it got this huge pump. And then we had some, what's that?
It's a crazy jump right there, though, huh?
Yeah, big jump, right? And then what people don't recognize is that, so now we're all the way back down to like 532K. So the average person that doesn't know anything is going to say, well, I mean, it's had its time.
Well, the average person, so markets are made up of information and lack of. That's all it is. Some people have more information than others. and they'll act on it, right? So I'm sure you can attest to that, Sammy and Keeper. You guys are on the inside on the tunnel project, so you know what's in the pipeline, what's going on. So most people don't know, so they're selling when they sell because they have lack of information, or they just want to take profits, which is cool with that. But
or they're a pussy. Okay, that's on there too.
Love it.
I get they're not coochie, they're the pussy. Okay,
yeah, right.
All right, I got you. And no, but seriously, a lot of stuff that the coochie team has lined up and orchestrating in the background, we can't leak it to people, so they're just waiting around. And the timing is some things that haven't happened as we intended it to. Yeah. So it's kind of in that period where people are like, "What's going on?" But it's stuff going on in the background, and you're gonna wish that you got in when you.
But then for real, right? None of this is financial advice, but the reality is, Blood, I told you yesterday or the day before, I was getting out of a certain project and had a few $1,000 that I wanted to toss into something, and I was like, you know what? I'm looking at this coochie chart because I do have the information, or some of the information, right, through you. I'm like, damn, this is an opportunity, and too many people get scared out of their bags, right? Their convictions go away the moment that other people start selling, and part of that, I think, is that they've been rugged before. They've had bad experiences before, so I get PTSD. That. Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead, Sam.
I'll take it from what CryptoKeeper said. I mean, 100%. I think the biggest thing that people on this whole meme coin narrative, just to answer that question, and the point that you brought up, is patience, right? I mean, such a crazy word, and like people, that timeline is different for everybody. For the whales, it's longer. For the new people, it's might be a couple minutes, but I mean, I look at the meme coin space, and it kind of reminds me of the old crypto space. So, like, you look at, like, let's say, 2014, 2015 crypto, right? There's people who are in it early, and they made crazy gains, and then they talk to their buddy who's investing in ETF, and the guy's like, what the fuck are you talking about? So he's going to take a couple years to learn and do it, and then he's going to join crypto. So then crypto grows, and now crypto's obviously done its thing from 2015, and then meme coins come around, huh? So people are making money meme coins. Oh, I just made 25x on Donald. I just made XX on MAGA, like whatever it may be. And now those same people are joining, and it's the same process again. So if you believe in crypto back then, it's the same thing with meme coins. So like you're bringing all these new holders onto these platforms. I mean, this is the people who are here. That's our exit liquidity at the end of the day. I hate to say it, but like this is that cycle, and it goes back to that same word of patience. So do I believe in meme coins? Yeah, I think if you want those crazy returns, it's going to be having patience and trusting those communities and realizing what is actually a good narrative and what's not, and what makes sense, and who's actually based here and knows what they're talking about. And I mean, yeah, it's going to come back again. I mean, yeah, right now it looks bad, but as we've been saying this whole time, you got to buy the red. So I think that's my whole take on it.
And people like Keeper, man, I've never seen anything like this in my life, bro. I've traded all types of markets in the past, right?
Oh,
I've never seen someone complain about in 2 months a coin do 100x. Like we started at $55,000 market cap.
Exactly.
Went to 5 million in a month and a half.
And they're upset that it's only it's only
900%.
It's only up 10x right now.
It's only up 10x right now. Sorry, guys.
Nah, you're right. It's so true.
It's crazy. I've never seen anything like it, man.
Yeah, that's why we love it, though. At the same time, that's why we're here right now talking about midday on a Monday.
Yeah, I mean, the facts are also that, we talked about people having PTSD and whatnot. Yeah, so that's a real thing, and I get it. But this is why we preach, and I'll say it again, like if you have some information or believe in the team surrounding the project, that is the biggest freaking thing ever. Because if you believe in that team and you genuinely have confidence in the team and you believe that they can deliver, it doesn't mean there's not going to be hiccups. It doesn't mean that there's not going to be speed bumps along the way. It doesn't mean that it's just going to go up and to the right. We know that that's not the case, right? But ultimately, tell me what information most people have on a lot of the other cryptos that they own. They don't really know it. They know a lot more about the meme coin team probably than they know about any other project. All they know is the overall market cap of the project. It's quote unquote too big to fail, but so was FTX, right? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like ultimately, that's just a fact. So I'm looking forward to seeing, and I think that it's interesting. We're seeing all of this money flow in through meme coins. We talked about that last cycle. Are meme coins going to continue to just always, is the casino going to always be there? Or
Yes.
I think so too.
I think
I
so.
see it being huge.
This time is different in my opinion. I just think this time is different.
So what about
different for
NFTs?
a good reason. I'm not so
because I'm not sold on
NFTs because meme coins are going to encompass. I was talking about this on the space. It's like a Venn diagram. You got meme coins, and then inside of meme coins, or the kind of overlays, are your NFTs. So you're going to have NFTs be part of the new meme coin ecosystem, but not the other way around. I don't see NFTs being the driver force for meme coins. I see it the other way around.
I think
meme
they support
being the driver force. Right.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with that, dude. And I think the last market, I think Sammy had to jump off. I think he had somewhere he had to run. Oh, well, maybe not. I thought that maybe had somewhere to run. I'll you back, brother?
Dude, sorry, it just lagged out. I'm right here.
No worries. I thought maybe you had to bail or whatever. I knew you said you had a limited amount of time. I wouldn't have said this last market, but you have to be able to evolve in how you think and how you act. And I'm not so sold on the overall NFT narrative doing and being again what it once was. I'm not. I see NFTs being a part, just like you said, Blood, of the ecosystem. So we've got, on Tonald, for example, we've got some NFTs that we're selling. Guess what? Those support some of the things that are happening within the larger project, because the biggest problem that I saw, and I want to ask you this, Sammy, I know you were heavy into NFTs. The biggest problem that I saw in NFTs was they were illiquid. I had to have a very specific person wanting what I had on the other side to grab.
That's the limit. That's the limitation right there. You hit it right on the head.
That feels like it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, some different products have different values. I mean, I was big into the sports one, so I would do like the basketball and the football, and you get a player, and if he does well, you get airdrop money, and I had some very good success with that. But you look at those big products like the punks and the apes, like, yeah, you're getting a rare one and you're getting a less rare one, quote unquote, and that's up to someone's discretion at the end of the day. It's not like, yeah, there's different traits that make it quote unquote rare, but no one's like actually like, unless they're like, oh, I want those ears on my monkey, you know what I mean? So it's a lot different. I mean, some products have different values, have different traits, of course, and they incentivize you to buy the more expensive stuff. But I mean, yeah, it's very hard to liquidate it. I mean, it's a great point. I don't see myself really getting back into that space anytime soon, especially after the success I've had on Ton lately. But I mean, yeah, I think with Tonald and the implementation that we're going to bring very soon, that's the best way to integrate NFTs into the ecosystem. Just that extra kick to a great project.
Fungibility takes us way further than non-fungibility. And it's basically, I'm just saying basically what you guys just said, the illiquidness of the NFT market, because they are non-fungible, is like, I gotta want that specific thing. With the meme coins, it's fungible. We can do various things, like with Coochie. We've got a token paywall coming up where because we're trying to do something a little different, Keeper. It's not a necessarily utility meme coin, but it's more of a lifestyle brand apparel meme coin, right? But you'll need to have X amount of tokens to participate in that. If you want to buy a Coochie candle, you got to have X amount of tokens. You want to buy, a nice high-end hoodie, you got to have X amount of tokens. So it's kind of hard to do that with the NFTs. And so it just gives you more options.
I think the other side of it too is I still see value in NFTs, but I think it's going to go a different direction. I think that it goes the direction of, and we've talked about this in the past, of a deed for a home, right?
Like
real world that asset. Practical real world asset side of NFTs it makes sense, right? That hits, that goes.
Yeah.
The collectible side was
it's not sexy, but yeah.
No, the collectible side was the entry in to understand the idea of what they were. And a lot of people, have collectibles and keep collectibles, and they in their minds it's worth, it's priceless. And other people are like, that's trash, I don't want it, whatever. But I think the practicality of NFTs is going to be, like you said, not sexy, but I think that is where we're probably headed. And you know what? I've very well been wrong before. Could be wrong again. We might see another blast off in meme coins. I mean, in NFTs, but I just don't really see it. I don't know.
Keeper, I think you're 100% right though, because if you really talk about NFTs and the concept it brings, there's 10 different fields that does something just like the house example you just gave. Like I've been in the collectibles my whole life, sports cards, one-of-ones, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like people mimic those, and the NFT will give it that value. I mean, the Mickey Mantle card, which is one of the most famous baseball cards, for example, that now has an NFT to it to give its proof of concept, like that, or proof of authentication. So, I mean,
is it worth crazy amounts of money like the actual card is?
No, but like it comes with the card. So like
to
have that ownership, because anyone can say I own that, you know what I mean? So there's stuff like that. I know like the sports franchises nowadays, they're doing like NFTs for their membership clubs and like their high-end ticket holders and their season ticket holders. Like it makes sense in all these different fields. And I mean, all these like what's it called? Like packages where you're getting multiple things over time and you need this concept or this proof, it's gonna be there. And I just think like these subscriptions is another thing that have value there. Like there's just a lot of stuff that it'll really be implemented to. And I think that's the beauty of it. And that's why I'm not in the NFT quote unquote space as we know it as it used to be. So it's how are these big companies going to integrate it and who's going to build those platforms and concepts and code to make the money, I guess.
Utilize it to make money, but it might not be in the just specifically collectible space. I think that'll just be a little piece of it. Hey, Crypto fam, if you haven't already, make sure to smash the likes. Follow Crypto Blood. Let me ask you this, Blood. So we know that we had some hiccups and some things happening in the background going on with Coochie. But let's talk about this. Let's talk about narrative real quick. So the narrative on Donald, and I'm going to ask you about Coochie, but the narrative on Donald is politify. And the reality is we have an election coming up. Donald Trump is the most memeable human being probably on earth. He always gets attention. Like ultimately it works, right? So talk to me about what the Coochie narrative is, Blood. I understand what it is, but I want to tell the people that haven't been introduced maybe to the ecosystem. It's on Solana. What's kind of the narrative of the play?
We're a long tail play, man. This is not even a 12-month vision. This is years.
You're talking a business.
Yes.
There it is.
Pretty much. That's what we're creating here. So it will be an apparel line, high-end apparel.
Yeah.
There will be other products that you'll be able to buy, like candles, and we're going to come up with, we haven't, of course, blueprinted the whole thing out, but the first line of kind of memeable gag gifts is going to be the candle, the Coochie candle, and that'll be on pre-order next week. You can start buying that, but just creating that like community where
are they buying them in tokens? Or swiping a card?
In Solana. They're buying it in Solana. It's priced in Solana, but you'll have to have 100,000 tokens in your wallet to purchase. So we've got a dev team working on that token kind of paywall widget right now for the site. And that'll be applicable for everything. Everything that we participate in, we throw events, whatever, you'll have to have X amount of tokens in your wallet to participate. So that's kind of the direction we're going. It's a different angle at the meme coin ecosystem. I don't know if you want to call it luxuryfy. I don't know. We got to make up a word, but
I like that name though.
I like that. I actually like that.
Luxfy, something like that, but kind of going in that narrative, man. The only thing that I've seen, when you're going into business, this, you got to look at your competition, right? Only thing I've seen close, there were a few, but one that's successful is Pausch. You ever saw Pausch?
No.
How do you spell it?
POWSCHE. It's like Porsche, but they kind of misspelled it.
Okay.
So they're on Solana as well. I think they hit 20 million during their cycle. They came out a few months before us. when a lot of
But
coins
they're
on Solana
doing
hit the cycle.
apparel, and
They're kind of doing the Porsche thing, but
Okay.
they're going to be burning a Porsche if they hit X amount of market cap.
They're going to burn a Porsche.
Yeah,
Wow.
GT3 at that. GT3.
What?
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the business side of this. So many people think that meme coins are just a way for creators of the tokens to be able to use other people as exit liquidity. I've heard people
Man,
say
I
it
ain't
time
made a
and time
damn
again.
dime. I've spent hundreds of times.
I literally was about to say, if that was the case,
Crazy, man.
the tunnel community, I'll use them as an example. The team hasn't sold a damn freaking token, and we all hold each other accountable. We believe in the longer term play here. It is not just to use people for exit liquidity. It is building a community surrounding the idea of a business, and a business you want to stay around for time, staying power. It's not just get in and get out and then forget about it. The people that do that are pieces of trash anyway. That's not what we're here for.
Right.
That's not what we're here for.
If you're sitting here on the other side watching this and you're whistling the blood and keeper, like, these are two people that have narratives and want to be a part of this for years to come. Like, that's bullish in itself. And like, people look for those. You don't need the quick gains. Again, back to the same word, patience. Like, if you have people who really believe in something and are in it for the long vision, people are holding big majority of the market cap, then that's the biggest bullishness you can have, in my opinion. Like, I mean, the team on Tunnel, like, I can't speak enough of it, honestly. But I mean, yeah, holding each other accountable and just being a part of it every day and getting at it, and really just knowing everyone has their own little, like, way they could help the project, and have them do that. And it's a team effort. And I mean, that's why you've seen the Tunnel chart performing and looking the way it does in this cycle right now. I mean, let's be honest, it's actually kind of crazy. So
you guys are definitely bucking the trend.
Yeah, for sure. And we're at about 8 million right now, just under 8 million.
It was at 12 the other night, though.
Yeah, it was up at about 12. Right. I'm going to show this real quick. I actually wanted to show this. So this is just Keeper's little bit of TA here. But what I spot right here is big ass bull flag and then a huge pump. And now we're working on another bull flag. And look, what do you know? We got a green candle forming for the next pump. I'm excited about it. I'm excited.
So Donald Trump came to the D.
When was that?
Weekend.
Over the weekend? What was he there for?
Came to Detroit. If you share my screen, I'll show you who Donald Trump has surrounded himself with in the D. These are two very well-known rappers from Detroit, Peasy and Icewear Vezo. Hanging out with Trump.
He's hanging out with the homies.
He's hanging out with the homies, though. Hey, we love Trump in the hood, man. We love Trump. Just wanted to share that.
I mean, yeah, listen, the reality is, I think that without getting all crazy political with it, the reality is I think he could be the first president to not have to campaign at this point. Like, it just absolutely, short of something,
that wouldn't say much on him. It would say a lot about the other person.
Well, but we already know that, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing what we're able to do. Let's talk about bigger picture here, right? Part of what we're doing is we're giving money to his campaign. Why would we do that? Well, we do want to see things change. Things need to freaking change. So, like, when 100% of your NFT proceeds go to giving to a campaign finance, which is to a donation, that is people that are not here for the short term in and out money. It's here that people that say, you know what, I do want to hear and see America be this great thing again. I'm tired of being the laughing stock of everybody else and doing all the crazy things that we have been doing and where it's taken our country. The reality is, people don't have money at this point, bro. The majority of people, unless they're in crypto, right? There's a lot of people in crypto that have done really well and whatnot, but the majority of the average person does not have money. And part of that is very politically driven, right? And so I think that it's really important that you get behind something that you can get on board with. And if it's not a political narrative or whatever, it doesn't need to be that. It's got to be it's got to be something that you that speaks to you, something that you are about, something that you enjoy, something that a narrative that you can get on board with. It's not just, hey, I bet I can make some bucks real quick and get in and get out. And I think too many people take it that way. They just say, how quick can I get in? How quick can I get out? How much money can I make? And screw everybody else. Like, it doesn't need to be like that. It really doesn't. So, I mean,
I'm going to head out this, but just to piggyback off that, I mean, when you're talking about narratives, like, again, patience, but you got to find what you want. You got to believe in it, and you got to hold it for that time period. You can't just be looking for that quick gain. It's not going to happen like that. And as you bring up this, like, whatever you want to define meta as, like, that's up to you and whatever you want to look for. But I mean, right now the meta is political narratives, and that just makes sense, the whole campaign. But yeah. I mean, Pepe has a huge following. There's all these other whiff is on crazy. So like, you got to find it, do your own research, introduce yourself to the people. And then from there, like, you got to hold it for the long term. You know, if you're going to DCA, but that's where the long-term gains and the people who've had real success here are the ones that are not in the rush for that quick gain, you know?
Yeah. Katie, shout out to Katie. She's part of the tunnel crew.
Shout out, Katie.
She said, did y'all talk about Andrew Tate retweeted Donald? So yeah, Andrew Tate actually did toss out a retweet on something that it might have been Katie that actually did the tweet. I'm not positive who did it, but definitely retweeted Donald, which was
been killing it. I think it was her.
Oh, she has been all over it, as it were, for sure, with X. If you guys aren't following her, you should definitely give her a follow. She's working hard and a great addition.
I'm gonna head out. I want to thank you guys for having me. It was unbelievable to talk, and hopefully I'll join you guys soon.
Bro, Sammy, thank you for coming on, bro. I'll talk to you in the chat soon.
100%. I'll definitely be buying Coochie as well, bud.
All right, let's go.
All right, bro. All right, so that was Shitcoin Sammy. All right, Blood, let's talk a little bit more macro.
Yeah.
How are you feeling overall about I started to touch on it earlier. We haven't had anything like an altcoin. I'm looking at some of these altcoins that I would have expected, with Bitcoin being at 74K, would have seen some huge numbers, and like some of them are literally just hanging out at some. I mean, it feels like low-hanging fruit. Do you think this market is going to be different this time? I mean, I know there's been a lot of gains too. I'm not saying that there hasn't been. I'm comparing it to the last market and the amount of, exponential gains.
The breadth. Yeah, the breadth isn't there.
What do you feel like?
Concentrated more so on the meme. I agree. It has been concentrated more in the meme coin segment.
Do we think that's good, bad, and different?
I think it's good. I don't have a problem with it per se. But if you bring up my chart, my screen, I have Bitcoin's chart, and I was concerned earlier this morning when I woke up because we were like, we were below this trend line, the flag. I'm like, oh man, we got rejected. We were right there, double bottom though. It's looking very strong right now. We've broken back above and out. Now we just got to get inside this channel, which is around 66,600.
Dude, that's literally exactly what I have drawn on my chart in a totally different way. That's funny.
That's crazy. So it's looking good right now, Keeper, for Bitcoin. I was a little concerned. We had the double top last week from the FOMC stuff. It retraced prior to FOMC, and then on the FOMC day, we pumped up, and then we got a double top there. I'm like, oh, that was ugly. But we're looking kind of good right now. We're looking kind of good. We might be able to break back up into this channel here.
Yeah, I'll show you this right here. So I pulled a volume profile from back in from March, April, May, and June, right? And I keep talking about this point of control is at 66,939, just below 67K. And I've been talking about the importance of that number. And I was feeling the same way as you were, Blood, this morning when I saw, because if we zoom in a little bit here, we were actually, this is on a daily, we had dipped down through, closed below, came back up, barely tapped it, came back down a little bit, and we're up tapping it again right now. That's going to be an important number, I believe, for us to hold. And I think we're going to be able to hold it. But I look at the actual money that's coming in and out of the markets, and I just wonder,
It is different this time.
It feels like it, man.
It feels different. It does, bro.
Different. The altcoin
and I don't know how
side
to
of it
look
feels
at that.
like
Good or bad? I'm not sure.
It's weird. It's like the money flow where it normally would go Bitcoin, ETH, alts, and then a lower alts, and then crap coins, and then cycle back through. It hasn't really been that. It's been like Bitcoin and ETH, some random alts, meme coins. and then Bitcoin will do something or even drop again, and then meme coins. And I don't know if it's just the fact that there's so much exponential opportunity for people to make large amounts of money, and they're willing to gamble on that over just taking the more patient route, which is buying something like Bitcoin or Ethereum or a top 20 altcoin of some sort. I don't know if it's just the fact that we don't have any patience and people don't really have the money that they want, so they're only looking for that exponential crypto centric type gains. That's what it kind of feels like to me, though.
Yeah, I'm just concerned about geopolitical risk. I'm very concerned that can come out of nowhere and just tear us up.
Yep.
Or it could be rate, like Patriot Caveman says, rate cuts in July.
He's been saying that. We're about to find out.
In July,
yeah,
that takes us to the moon.
It would definitely be a good thing. Patriot Caveman's been talking about rate cuts in July for months now. I've been talking about July. And you know what? If we get a rate cut in July, it's just going to be a flash. It's going to be an announcement. It isn't going to be, they're just going to do it. I don't think that it's going to be surrounding a meeting and letting, I don't think that's how it's going to be. I think they're going to be effectively, I talked to Bill Noble about this a little bit. I think they might effectively be looking at the macro, what's happening overall, and say, oh shit, we got to do something. And then they just have to make a split decision. The other part of it is, I think that these markets, now that we have the Bitcoin ETF, we're going to have the Ethereum ETF. I think that these markets will continue to be, now that all the big money is there and can legally be how they want to be with their head and hands in the market. I think that it's better for them to just get a snap something happening, because they've got the liquidity just to jump. When people have the opportunity to plan, sometimes people are able to get themselves a little better position. I don't think they want that. I think they want to continue to scare people out, kind of keep them down, keep people worried about what's happening geopolitically, and then boom, and it bounces and it runs, and they're stacking the whole time because they've got the money to be able to do it. They know the average person does not have that, right? The average person is sitting here saying, man, how am I going to pay for the $100 it takes for me to fill my tank or whatever,
Exactly.
So, hey, good morning. Well, this will be good afternoon for us, but Enrique Suave, glad that you are here, bro. Blood, talk to me about what you specifically are doing, what you got going on in the upcoming days, weeks, months with Coochie. Talk to me.
Yeah, man, we're getting this this token wall integrated, because that's a big integral part of us moving forward with everything in the brand and lifestyle and products, right? So we need that part done for the first product we're launching, which is the Coochie candle. Is going to be hilarious. I think we're going to do very well with that. So we got some influencers, which have been one influencer in particular has been a stickler for us. We've been going back and forth with her. She got sick 3 weeks ago. It's been a rough time getting her on to do the first video. So that should be going out this week. She's got almost 900,000. She already shot it, but I need her to make a revision to something that's in the video. So we finally got her to shoot it, but she's got 900,000 subs on IG.
Hell yeah.
Followers, not subs, and like 600 on TikTok. Huge. She's huge. So this will do well. We had prepared for fiat on ramp for that release, because a lot of people, her market is not really crypto related, so they're going to probably need to buy with their debit card, credit card, or something like that. But
Does the
Yeah,
purchase
man.
of the candles directly affect anything for the holders in terms of the tokens, or is it just that's totally separate? It's part of the overall business model, which puts more eyes, which then can put in more. Like, is there a direct connection there, or is that kind of
Yeah.
separate from each other?
Yeah. So 30% of all revenue is going back into the treasury to
Ooh,
do
there
whatever,
it is.
buy more tokens or
Yeah,
do whatever, right?
yeah,
So that's part of that. And again, it does incentivize people to hold the tokens because you have to have, now you could sell it afterwards, but you do have to have 100,000 tokens for the candles
to be able to do it.
to purchase it.
And when somebody wants to, if somebody's not in the crypto space, the people watching here obviously are going to be like, well, I got it figured out anyway. I don't need to do this. But for the new people, they're able to actually on ramp into the crypto space via Coochie with a freaking card effectively or an account.
Yeah, we
Oh,
teamed up
wow.
with C14
Wow.
about 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks
Wow.
ago now. It's actually been
Wow.
longer than that.
That's
They onboard. I think they have 11 states in the United States that are eligible,
yeah.
and a lot of countries around the world eligible to purchase Coochie
To be able to
directly
do
with
that.
their debit
Yeah.
credit card.
That's dope, dude. I mean, the reality is a lot of people would say, well, I hate that because it's fights against it. Listen,
It's
no, if
not
you
for us.
want to get
Yeah,
people,
it's
yeah,
not for
it's
us.
not. It's for people that otherwise have not been introduced to crypto but want to get in on something, and it gives them the opportunity, and then they can learn. So people are just lazy as a general rule. It's part of the reason why Ton isn't at, $60 instead of $8 is because it's hard to freaking purchase, right?
Mhm.
I genuinely believe that Ton would be at 50 million
50.
plus if it was on a different chain, right? And
Yep.
it's literally just pure people just either being lazy or aren't willing to just spend a little bit of time to learn and make a move. They're just uncomfortable. They got their own little spots, and they've got their things that they're willing to do, things that they're not willing to do. And I think we need to press through that. I also think, though, things like what you're doing does open up the floodgates for more and more people just to get the introduction, dude. That's meme coins bring people and introduce them in. Who cares if they end up using a card on the front end, right? You've now introduced them into the ecosystem, and they can see the benefits of the crypto space as a whole and get in that way. That's fine. Let's just get them here. Let's introduce them. Let's let them make some money, have some fun, be a part of a greater narrative that's at hand. I think that there's just a lot to be said for being willing to allow people to do the old school way, which is, Web 2 card, whatever. And then they can get that, that introduction into bridging. They can get that introduction into, just learning how to trade crypto assets, right? Using a DEX and whatnot. I just think people are, maybe not everybody's just ready for it yet, and you've got to get them in somehow. And so let's get them in, and, go
It's
from
still
there.
early, man. Still very early.
What do you think about this? What do you think about this market? Let me ask you this. So Bitcoin's at 66,409 right now as we speak. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Do you let's just get, I like the prediction game. I've been hearing some numbers all over the place with where you see the market right now in the middle to end of June. Do you do you think that we have a longer bull market, or do you see this being done by the end of the year or the middle of next year? And B, do you see us eclipsing 100K and beyond on Bitcoin?
We'll have to eclipse. We'll have to make all-time highs in the fourth quarter of this year for.
But we're damn near there right now. Really, I mean, we're what, 8K away?
Right, and I think we will. I'm just saying, like, the window for us to make that next leg up has to happen fourth quarter of this year. If it doesn't happen, we missed that we missed the window. And that's the end of the cycle. If you look at every cycle top in Bitcoin has been fourth quarter of that year, whatever year that is.
Yeah.
So it's going to happen.
It's like in November or December or
right.
Absolutely.
So
okay.
I think we do. I think we get 100 plus.
So you only think we have
November, December.
5, 6, 7 months left of this actual bull run?
Yeah.
Man, it feels
going
like
into
it's
January
been so fast, and we haven't had this is what I was saying
but
earlier.
You got to think though, like it started in October of last year.
Yeah, but just not in the same way that it.
Not in the same way.
It doesn't feel or look
the
same.
Nope, not in the same way for sure. I agree.
Yeah,
but it started in October of last year. We were at $32,000 Bitcoin.
You're totally right, and it's like massive gains, and people take it for granted. But I still question whether the 4-year cycle is going to continue the way that it has. I still question that. I wonder whether we have these nice big jumps back and forth. And I've been trying to play this through in my mind, but have the big jumps, the crypto-centric pumps, the meme coin craze, maybe some NFT stuff going, like new stuff being built upon. But then I just kind of wonder, is basically some projects are going to make it, some aren't, and we're going to see 10, 15, 20, 30, 50, 70, 100% gains versus 10x, 20x, 30x, 50, and the projects that make it really make it, and we spread that time out. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the breadth is, I think that we're not going to have the same breadth that we've had in the past. To your point, I think it's going to be more concentrated. There are going to be less winners.
Why would we not have a super cycle, Blood? Because now that you've got the ETH ETF as well, and Bitcoin and ETH always lead the way. I question whether what Katie just said, whether we really could have one. And I think that when we say super cycle at this point, we're probably not going to see the cycles do as crazy, up and down as they were before. We talked about this with the massive institutions coming here, the big money. Why would that not happen? I'm just thinking out loud here. Why would it not happen? Because now
because the reason why it wouldn't happen is because there's something that happens in 2025 that causes the whole global financial system to roll over,
crash.
That's why. Yeah. So it doesn't matter if the infrastructure is there for money to come in to Bitcoin through a spot ETF, money to come in through an Ethereum ETF. It doesn't matter if those infrastructures are set up. If the people are scared and they're losing their ass on all their stocks and stuff, we'll have to wait for the next cycle.
Look at Crypto Independent said everyone's going to sell and it's going to pump another 150%. Dude, I don't know. I'm the contrarian.
I still think we get another high by the end of the fourth quarter this year.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't think you don't think we'll hit 100K?
I do.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, I do. Okay. I think we'll hit or get close to, or maybe even overshoot 100K this fourth quarter. But I'm saying that I think that's the end of the cycle. The 2024 fourth quarter is the end of the cycle, going into January. Could bleed into January a little bit.
So I more wonder whether, and this is something that I haven't publicly talked about this a lot, but I continue to question, and maybe it's something I'll talk about some more, whether we do I hate calling it a super cycle, because in everybody's mind that's like this crazy, bullish, wildly, speculative thing. No, what I'm saying is maybe we do start to chill out, kind of like the stock market, not in nearly as tight of range, but just start to actually chill out. Maybe we bust 100K and maybe we dump back down and 50 becomes the new low. And then we, creep between 50 and 65 or 70. And then boom, next market, maybe we go to $130 and then we creep back down to 80. Like, I just wonder whether we stair step our way out and not have as wild of swings as we've had in the past.
Can't. My thing is, after the election, after all the printing and the manipulation of all the economic numbers and all of that, if Trump does win, they're gonna let this they're gonna rug the hell out of him and us,
just to try to make him look bad.
Of course. So that's kind of where I'm playing into 2025 being to the end of 2024 being the top in this cycle because of that very thing.
Yeah. Patriot Caveman said, thus, I think he meant this, will be the last crazy cycle left in crypto. I think that there's always going to be chaos and crazy stuff here and there, but I don't know that I disagree with that a lot. This might be the last.
I keep hearing everyone saying that this is the last one. This is the last one that we get those crazy games,
because it's getting regulated now. It is the big money is here. Like all of the traditional institutional things are coming.
That calms everything down.
It just lessens
the volatility.
And it's also as the market caps continue to get higher and higher and higher, you have diminishing returns. You just do, right? If you need to move if you want to go up 100% on Bitcoin right now, you've got to move
a lot of money.
Yeah, you've got to move 1 point. Oh, sorry, 1 second. If you want to move 100% on Bitcoin right now, I'm just double checking the actual live number here. If you want to move 100% on Bitcoin, you got to move 1.312 trillion with
more
$18.
dollars.
Scroll down to number 20, which is Litecoin right now. If you want to do 100%, you got to move about $5.5 billion. And I don't think people like take that into account. There is a lot of money at hand, and that, as it grows, it's gonna slow down, and it has to. It just does. So I don't know. Well, Crypto Fam, I love each and every one of you. Blood, I appreciate you for coming on. I know we've been kind of jumping all over the place, talking meme coins, talking other stuff, but overall with the macro markets. Guys, if you have not checked out, what's the easiest way for somebody to check out Coochie, Blood?
Coochie.wtf, baby. That's it.
Coochie.wtf. And then if you want to check out Tonald, guys, it is tonald.vip, and that'll give you a little 3-step process if you guys want to check that out. Again, not financial advice. We just letting you know where you could get it if you were smart enough to do it. That's all. I love you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you being here. Question everything. Trust nothing except your boy Keeper and Blood. And until next time, holla like it's hot. See you soon.
Holla.